What's up, everybody? Thanks to those that are joining me live and those that will be joining me on archive. First of all, I hope everyone had a great Christmas. I did. It was great spending time with family. I wasn't even planning to do a video tonight, but I had to talk about this. All right. Um, Fighter X, because I remember I said I'll never do another video about him ever again. But here I am. Okay, I'm talking about Chavez Jr. And the reason I'm talking because he's become relevant all of a sudden because there's talks about him fighting Canelo. Why? Because it could be a big fight and it could sell pay-per-view. It's a joke of a fight, but the people are. Why do people like buying bullshit? I don't get it. I just don't. It's like being talked about like if it's serious. How stupid is this? So there's a show called Golpe a Golpe on ESPN Deportes, which is the Spanish version of ESPN. We're going to listen to some of this crap. Now, first of all, listen to the voice of Chavez Jr., right? Motherfucker sounds hungover as fuck, right? That's number one, right? But let's go ahead and listen to this crap right now. Let's see.
Quizá como aquellos segundos finales del combate contra el argentino Martínez, el Maravilla Martínez, donde realmente subió a un nivel importante, pero el Julio que yo he visto, perdóneme, no le gana al Canelo.
Well, first of all, that's the ESPN commentator, again, bringing up the fact that, we saw greatness in Chavez Jr. in a 12th round of the fight with Sergio Martinez. Like, how long is this dude going to live? Look, he got outboxed and got his ass whooped for 11 and a half rounds. Landed a good shot and dropped Martinez. Didn't finish him. And people are still saying, look, the potential. He had too much potential. I saw it there. I saw it in the last a minute and a half. I saw it. They're still talking about that. Like, are you serious? How long is he going to live off of that shit? Come on. Right. He doesn't land that punch. It's virtually a shutout. He didn't win 1 second of any round for 11 and a half rounds. What is that? It's a much smaller man. Like, what is it that people don't understand? All right. Anyway, now we're going to listen to Chavez Jr. Listen to how he sounds. He sounds drunk.
No, pues a lo mejor cada quien tiene su punto de vista. Yo creo que por eso no fuiste boxeador, David, pero...
All right, so motherfucker sounds so hungover. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? But let me tell you what he also mentioned, the Spanish commentator mentioned, the Chavez Jr. we've been seeing doesn't belong in the ring with Chavez. He cannot be Canelo. And then Chavez Jr. responded with that voice, right? Like everybody has their own point of view. And that's why you were never a boxer. Really. So you have to be a boxer to know, all right, that Chavez Jr. has not been fighting at an elite level. He hasn't. He did it for a minute and a half, supposedly. Really what he did was hurt Martinez. That's what he did. It wasn't like he showed us something amazing. He was a much bigger guy. Must have outweighed Martinez by who knows how much, 30 pounds or something, right? He hurt the guy. He had him hurt, had him beat, and he choked. He couldn't finish the fight. That's what happened, but let's continue.
Mira que hubo intentos,
el Canelo
hubo intentos, pero no.
Tampoco, a mí el Canelo nunca ha defendido su título con el número 1, el número 2, el número 3, el número 4, el número 5 del mundo. Ha sido campeón esporádico del mundo.
Let's stop it there. So again, fucker. That's not weed, by the way. I don't know what this fucker's. Pretty much, I think it's alcohol. This dude, he had to know he was going to go on ESPN. Okay, the Spanish version, of course, but to call out Canelo, and he sounds like a fucking drunk as shit. Like, what the fuck is this? And you have his dad sitting next to him, like, oh fuck, I gotta back him up. He's my son. I mean, what could I do? Yes, that's your son, right? I mean, just 2 months ago, you were trashing him. Just 2 months ago, he was saying that he was a disgrace, that he just wished he just retired, and now he's sitting next to him. You know, I get it. He's a father, but I mean, for God's sakes. You're just sitting there while your son's talking. I want Canelo. Canelo ain't nothing. You know, sit down. Are you fucking drunk? This dude. I mean, holy shit. He sounds hungover, right? So he's like, he basically said, right, that Canelo hasn't done anything in his career. He's never been he's been a sporadic champion, is what he said. A sporadic champion, right? And look, we could sit down and we can criticize Canelo's resume all we want, but really, Chavez Jr., okay, is giving us a lecture on somebody not being a real champion. Chavez Jr., who, by the way, never really beat the man in anything. They stripped Martinez. They stripped him and named him champion emeritus or something like that, right? And then he got his ass whooped by Martinez, right? And then he didn't do anything after that. Now, who did he defend? Because he's talking about Canelo. Canelo, he's never beat the number 12 guy, or the number 2 guy, or the number 4 guy, or like what number 2, number 3, number 4 middleweights did this guy beat? Who? Okay, I'll give him Andy Lee. Who else? Who did he beat? Who? Manfredo? Like, are we supposed to call? Oh yeah, Manfredo. We got to count him. Like, really? Are you fucking shitting me? Who did Chavez Jr. beat that we gotta count? Right? Like it's just stupid. He's not in any position to criticize Canelo. Canelo has a far better resume than him. Far better. And especially sounding drunk as fuck. Right? He's not talking Spanish. I know you guys are like, I don't understand what he's saying. It's not Spanish. It's drunkenese. That's what he's talking, right? And it's just fresh off in New Year's Eve. That's why I understand a little bit.
Lo gané con alguien que no había haber sido campeón del mundo. Con Miguel Cotto le ganó a Martínez cuando estaba en su peor momento. Ese campeonato nunca valió porque pues nunca le pagó Cotto.
All right, so now he argued, all right, in his drunken voice, I mean, he beat Cotto for the title, like basically he beat Miguel Cotto, but that win doesn't count because Cotto beat Martinez when Martinez was already finished, right? Then he said, no, Martinez was legit when I fought him. He was finished when Cotto got him. So the win that Canelo had over him doesn't really count, right? It's just, let me tell you something. Canelo beating Cotto is a far better win, right, than anything Chavez Jr. has in his career combined, right?
Yo creo que Canelo nunca ha demostrado ser un campeón que respete su título y que haya peleado con los mejores.
All right, so now I say Canelo has never demonstrated to be a real champion. Canelo has never demonstrated that he respected the title, right, and will defend the title. Chavez Jr. is saying this, right? The guy who accepted being the WBC champion when you didn't beat the WBC champion whose name was Sergio Martinez, right? Who defended the title against jokes, right? His best win was Andy Lee, which was a good win. You got to give him that. But that's it. Like, are we going to compare Andy Lee to Austin Trout, Erislan De Lara? And sure, he lost the fight with Mayweather, right? But who the fuck did this dude? I mean, Canelo looked better against Mayweather than this motherfucker looked against Martinez, all right? The only reason, I mean, he's living off that one big shot he landed on Martinez, right, that knocked him down and he had him hurt because he's a much bigger dude. But that's it. What did he do that's so amazing? This guy. What did he do? And what has he done recently? Other than like miss weight and you know and be a loser. Like what else has he done? To be talking or criticizing. We could sit down, right? And we can criticize Canelo all we want, but if we were to compare Canelo to Chavez Jr., there's no comparison.
Y yo creo que en los tiempos que fui campeón, en mejores tiempos, cuando peleé con Svick en Los Ángeles, hice las 5 defensas con los mejores 5 peleadores del mundo, y Bernardo debe recordar.
Chavez Jr. just said that I beat Svick. Like, right, the dude that fucking on old ass Felix Sturm knocked out. Okay, right after you couldn't knock him out. Okay, that's number one. Right. I beat Svick and I beat the 5 best middleweights in the world. Like what? When did Chavez Jr. beat the 5 best middleweights in the world? Who the fuck said that? What a fucking liar. This dude's... Get the hell out of here, man. I want to know, can anybody tell me where he got the 5 best middleweights in the world? Really? Maybe he meant like top 5 in the WBC, but even that's a lie. I don't even think that's true. I just don't. I don't know where he got that from. Was Manfredo one of the top middleweights in the world or something? Or what, like, am I missing something? I don't know.
Que Martínez, después de ganarle a Kelly Pavlik y a Paul Williams, era considerado uno de los mejores libras por libra del mundo. Ya con Cotto era solamente un títere que se estaba cayendo solo, pero...
And again, he brings up again Martinez. I mean, he was beating Kelly Pavlik and Paul Williams. He was one of the top pound for pounds. When Cotto got to him, he was finished. He's making that same point all over again.
Bernardo sabe los niveles que Martínez tuvo, y yo no creo que Canelo tenga los niveles que tuvo Sergio Martínez en su mejor momento.
Y es lo importante, ya se calienta entonces ese combate, y yo creo que lo mismo.
Bueno,
puede ganar.
David.
All right, anyway, look. Same thing. Okay, just the idea of, he's basically trying to make a case why, why this fight should happen. And the way he's trying to make this case is Canelo ain't shit, right? Look, Canelo hasn't done shit to say I haven't done shit. That's basically what he's, trying to put out there, which is not true, right? Like, no serious fight fan should want to see this fight. Okay, no serious fight fan, right? It just, this shit's a circus, and we need to get away from circuses. We do. And Chavez Jr. should not be rewarded with another payday, right now. It's just that this dude, he doesn't deserve this payday. I mean, what is it about Chavez Jr. that everybody's willing to, just fight the guy? They'll go up 4 weight classes to fight him, or they'll drop down to fight him, or it's always like something about Chavez Jr. that they're willing to do it, and for some reason it doesn't ring a bell with Chavez Jr. Like, why is that, Chavez? What do you think? Because you think it's because they take you serious? No, it's not because they take you serious. Okay, because you're a fucking joke. That's why. Right? Let's listen to some more of this shit.
Tengo una pregunta para David. David, a ver, ¿cuánto quieres perder, David, si se hace la pelea con Canelo?
And now Chavez Sr. is telling commentators, how much you want to lose? How much you want to bet? Now he's placing bets on his son. Chavez Sr., can somebody in Chavez Sr.'s circle, I'm sorry, get a hold of him and tell him to stop placing bets, all right, for his son? Are you kidding me? The dude's going to end up broke, right? If he's just betting everybody, just to show his son that he's going to back him up. Don't worry, son, I'll place bets for you. How much you want to bet that Chavez Jr. is going to come and make a big comeback? My motherfucker's going to be broke, right? All the money you saved up, you're going to lose all that money for placing bets on your fucking son. Right, so chill out. Stop making bets on national TV.
No quiero perder nada.
Vétele.
See, there he goes. Come on, bet me. Come on.
Métele una feria, te puedes.
Es una realidad, Julio. Necesitamos ver todavía un Chavez Jr. de mayor. Yo creo que puede dar más boxísticamente hablando.
All right, look, I'm not going to play the rest of it because the rest of it is basically the commentators start saying, look, we got to be realistic. I mean, he hasn't really done anything, you know. But then, what do I always do with fucking Chavez Jr.? They start talking about the potential, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he has, if he took it serious, you know, he can, you know, do a bunch of amazing things. Which, first of all, I've always said is bullshit. Okay. Okay, first of all, his slow feet aren't going to be fixed, right? Okay, by just being more committed. Not at this point, anyway. Not that that's the big deterrent and that's going to ruin everything for him. But my point is that this idea that Chavez would go for the joke that he is now to this amazing force of nature if he only just took the sport serious is a myth. I mean, could he be better if he took it more serious? Of course. That applies to everybody, right? But this idea that, oh, he'll be a force of nature if only he takes, you know, training serious, you know, and this is the problem with Chavez Jr. and fighters like him, right? I'm going to try and say this as slow as possible to people, okay? First of all, they like that excuse, right? They like it. Fighters like Chavez Jr., and there's others like him, are scared of giving it 100% and failing. They're scared of that. And anyone who has that is very weak mentally, right? They're not very strong mentally. All the greats in any sport were not afraid of failure. All right? To a certain degree, they experience a lot of failure early in their careers. So Chavez Jr., who always had everything handed to him, a fighter that didn't need to have a part-time job. All right, just think about this. He didn't have to have a part-time job. You know, what's the name of that dude that just knocked out Bernard Hopkins? Joe, whatever. Joe. I forgot his fucking last name already. Right? Smith, right? Had to work a part-time job, and after an 8-hour shift, if not more, had to hit the gym. Probably had to get up early every day, 4 o'clock in the morning, to go do road work, right? And whether it was hit the gym first, then work, or work, then hit the gym, right? Chavez Jr. didn't have to worry about that. This is a spoiled kid that could have gotten up whenever he wanted, right? A kid that was handed world-class trainers on a silver platter. A kid that had everything aligned for him. I had a promoter that was going to be willing to, baby step him all the way to something. Had was the godson, right, of the president of the WBC, who ended up stripping Sergio Martinez of the title to allow Chavez Jr. to fight Sabik, right, and win a world championship. He was allowed to believe. I mean, he lives in a fantasy world if he thinks he beat the top middleweight in the world to win the championship and then defended it against the top 5 middleweights in the world. He lives in a fantasy world, and that's what he believes. Okay? All that bullshit before the Martinez fight, where he wasn't showing up to the boxing gym, and, he decided to just, hit the mitts, in his living room and all that. Man, he was scared. He knew he was going to fail. He knew his only shot to beat Martinez was a puncher's shot. That's it. He knew that. Right? He knew that was his only shot. He was not going to outbox Martinez. He wasn't going to do anything to Martinez. All that shit you saw him 24/7 was a weak-minded individual that wanted to have some form of excuse, for moments like this. Because later in this interview, he tells the commentators, "You guys are right. I haven't given it everything I got. But I'm ready to take the sport serious now." And again, they're just handing him opportunity after opportunity with the excuse of, "I haven't really given it my best." Fighters like this want people to say things like, man, if only he would have given his best. At his best, he would have won that fight. At his best, he would have overcome that. At his best, he would have done this, he would have done that. Which, first of all, even if true, doesn't really matter because he doesn't have the, the mental stability and the mental toughness to put yourself through that training, right, in order to succeed in the fight. I mean, if you believe, I forgot verbatim, by the way, the quote, but there's a quote by Muhammad Ali that, most fights are won before you even get in the ring. Okay, they're won in training camp and the work you put in camp. So anyone who's already going in losing like that, it's just not a fighter to me. Chavez Jr. is a fucking sideshow. That's what he is. So back to this fight. The reason they're doing this, all right, the reason they're putting this on TV, and it's on Spanish networks right now, but first of all, the whole shaming Canelo to fight him is laughable, all right? Because Canelo should not be fighting Chavez Jr. And if he does, he's going to put himself in a very, very, very bad Pandora's box. Because first of all, Chavez ain't going to go to 155 to fight you. I don't even think Chavez can make 160. All right? So, if the fight's anywhere north of 160, well, there goes the whole, well, I can't fight this guy at 160. He's too big. I can't fight this guy at 160. He's too big. It's not going to be good for Canelo, right? Second of all, this fight makes no fucking sense. Right, I don't see the upside for Canelo whatsoever. Canelo is one of the elite fighters in the sport right now, while Chavez Jr. was basically in obscurity. No one cared about Chavez Jr. until people started talking about this fight again. No one cared. And if it is true that Canelo's people and Golden Boy, all right, are being very proactive and trying to make this fight happen, then shame on them. You will not hear the end of my rants if Canelo makes this fight happen. Right? Look, first of all, if Chavez Jr. goes around telling everybody that Canelo ducked me, right? If you were to add up all the people that actually believe that, it would be 2 people. Him and his father. That's it. Right? And I don't even think they believe it. So it's not like, oh, well, he's got to fight him. He's calling him out. Like, like really? Okay. I personally, I don't want to say this is a joke of a fight. Just the fact that this fight is being talked about. I mean, he sounds fucking drunk in the fucking video, and it's just like, what's the matter with the guy? Well, why does he sound hungover in a fucking interview? I can't stand this guy, man. I cannot stand Chavez Jr. I can't, and I can't stand the idea of Canelo fighting Chavez Jr. I can't. I don't see how that benefits us as boxing fans. I don't see how that benefits the sport. I don't see how that benefits Canelo's career. I don't see Chavez Jr. as being relevant right now. I really don't. What? Why? I don't know. I don't understand what it is about this guy. I get it. Oh, the father's name, and he was just knocked out a couple of fights ago. What's making him relevant? Just because he's the son of Chavez? Like, really? I mean, how petty are people? I remember at one point it was intriguing, I guess, right? Oh, yeah, he almost knocked out Martinez. Like, he was living off of that. And then they were talking about him going to 168, where he won't kill himself to make weight, and this, that, and the third. But he just became a fucking joke. He just became a joke. Everybody wanted to fight him. Everybody was pursuing him. And, I mean, it was just stupid. Gennady Golovkin wanted to fight him. Andre Ward wanted to fight him. Like, everybody just wanted to fight him. Like he was the easy slut on the block or something, you know? It gives you a lot of money in the process. I get it. It's the and guys want to get paid. Like, it's not like I'm not oblivious to the fact that it's an easy payday for them. That I'm not oblivious to that. But what's strange to me is boxing fans that are saying, yeah, this is a good fight. When I see boxing fans, so-called, say things like, no, but it would do a lot of pay-per-view. Yeah, it would do a lot in pay-per-view because of idiots like you. Right? The downsides of this fight is not worth the upside. It's not. What, it does a couple 100,000 pay-per-views, and, well, look, it did better than most pay-per-views, and, but but people will look at it and be like, yeah, fucking look at this shit. Boxing's a fucking joke. They can't make Canelo Gennady Golovkin, which is the fight everybody wants to see, but this is what boxing does. It's going to remind people. They give us Canelo versus Chavez Jr. instead. There's plenty of guys at 154 that Canelo could fight. It doesn't have to be Gennady Golovkin. There's guys at 154 he could fight. The most ironic part, by the way, is Chavez Jr. telling Canelo, come on, Canelo, you're not a real champion. You don't defend your title. You don't fight the number 1 guy, the number 2 guy. You don't defend your title against the top contenders. So come fight me instead of fighting the top contenders and defending your title. I mean, just like, fuck. Get the fuck out of here. Pressed that by accident, but it kind of went, though. It kind of went with the right. But yes, anyway, man, thanks to you guys joining me live, man. But this is I don't know. If you want my honest opinion, no, I don't want this fight to happen. I don't. And somebody give Chavez Jr. some menudo or some shit. Like, motherfucker, get sober, dude. At the very least, can he do that? Can he at least be fucking sober for a fucking interview? Can he do that at the very least? Like, not sound fucking half like you just woke up like 30 minutes ago? Like, yeah, I want to fight, Sí, yo quiero pelear, pero no pelear con nadie. Like, shut up, dude. Get the fuck out of here. And then, of course, Canelo's going to give standard at. If he wants to make this fight happen, they're going to find a way to do it, right? He's going to come on TV and be like, sí, pues la gente dice muchas cosas, dicen muchas cosas. Yo no quiero ser negativo, yo nomás quiero ser positivo. La gente quiere, pues está pidiendo ver esta pelea. Dice Chávez que no ha peleado contra nadie, pues vamos a pelear a ver, para que vea que yo sí soy verdadero. Dice que no soy campeón verdadero, pues vamos a pelear a ver si es cierto. He's going to say something like that, which in translation is, I'm going to be positive, I'm not going to be negative. People are saying a lot of things. He's always vague like that, right? People are saying a lot of things, but Chavez Jr. saying I'm not a real champion, so let's fight so I could show him, so he could see how much of a real champion I'm not, or something like that, right? Something to that effect. Right now, what they're doing right now, they're trying to change the narrative, like to the whole, like, he said he's not a real champion. Ooh, so, oh my God, Canelo has a belt right now, and he got called out. He got called out for not being a real champion, not defending his title. So he should fight the guy that's not really a contender in his division, so he doesn't defend his title. Like, what kind of stupid logic is that? Ooh, he called him out. he said he wasn't a real champion. Oh, they got to fight now. That's how petty people are today. That's all it takes. Somebody to call you out for not being a real champion. You know, when's the last time Chavez Jr. fought anywhere in the weight class of Canelo? Right? That's number one. Canelo's never really fought at 160. I just want people to understand that. He never really fought there. Right? So this idea that Chavez Jr., I mean, the irony is unbelievable. I mean, I love the irony, right? He's not a real champion. He never defends his title against the top contenders. Therefore, he should fight me. You know, like that makes no fucking sense. Because you're not in that division. You're not a top contender in any division, much less Canelo's division. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? He should be finishing that sentence with, you know, if Chavez would have said he hasn't proven he's a consistent champion, he doesn't defend his championships against the top contenders, so he should prove me wrong. And instead of trying to pursue an easy payday against me, you know, he should actually fight the top contenders in his division. I mean, maybe he should do that, you know, but obviously that's not what he's going to say. I get that. But that's basically, that would sound more accurate, right? But anyway, I'm out, man. I've probably had like an hour of sleep in the last 48 hours, so I'm getting the fuck out of here. And I don't sound all groggy like that. Isn't that amazing? Like, this dude fucking sounded more groggy than me. Like, I'm gonna fight Canelo. Anyway, I'm out.